Hello, happy Easter. It is April 20th, 2025, Sunday. So I didn't go out celebrating Easter today. I stayed home and tried to do some listing, and I didn't get as much done as I would like, but I got about maybe 17 listings done, something like that. Most of them I got photos and everything, but some of them I still have maybe four or five more I still have to take photos. I'm going to try to do some of those during the week after my day job. So, first thing we're going to do today is add four. We had four sales. We're going to pack up five orders today. And we had four sales yesterday and only two today, which I guess is fine for Easter. Probably not a lot of people shopping. So let's add four sales to our board. This is my day of the week tracking board. So I'm trying to figure out over time which day of the week gets the highest number of sales. Right now, it's definitely Friday. Saturday is only 10. Monday, only 7 at this point. So we'll see how it goes. Years ago, when I did all auctions, when eBay was only auctions, I usually like to have my listings end on Thursdays. It seemed like that was a good day of the week that would give time for the buyer to get payment to me and then give me time to get packages put together and shipped out on Monday. So it looks to me from where we are right now, Thursday is going to be one of the better nights of the week. So I am planning an auction coming up here, a bunch of Chromebooks that I got from a Facebook Marketplace giveaway. It was a guy who was an IT manager for I think he said it was a Montessori school, that he just got new Chromebooks for the students, and so he wanted to get rid of these. I took them. I already sold, there was an Apple MacBook that we're going to pack up tonight. What was it? MacBook Air, something like that. We're going to pack that up tonight. It was damaged, so it didn't sell for very much. It's just for parts. But I ran that as an auction, and I ran an auction on this big box. I think it's about 16 Chromebooks that did not sell. Nobody put a bid on that. I think I had the opening bid at about $59, so maybe that's too much. So I'm going to lower that and relist that starting so that it will end on a Thursday, and see if that gets us some extra sales. So yeah, I got a bunch of listings done today. Yesterday I picked up some inventory, even though I have said that I'm not going to stop bringing things home for a short while here. I still went out today. One of the reasons I went and got some stuff is because I have a contact who sometimes can get me some decent inventory, and I'm just kind of starting to build a relationship with him. So he asked me if I was interested in some stuff he was selling, and I went to take a look at it, really just to keep him happy. And he ended up selling me some stuff for about half of what I was willing to pay for it. So that was a good deal for me. And then I picked up a bunch of Hot Rod magazines from a Facebook Marketplace giveaway. Maybe 300 or 400 magazines. I set them all up today. I have about 10 different listings. I broke them up into lots that were be easily shippable. And that's probably gonna make maybe $350 or $400 once those all sell, if they all sell. So I think that was a good use of my day. For now, we just have these 5 orders, 2 from today and 3 from yesterday. So let's stop messing around and just go ahead and get them picked and get them packed. Okay, I'm getting the eBay app set up. Just as I was switching my camera positions here, another sale came in. So it was, I was hoping to have a short night here. This one is going to be a little bit complicated. Some Pyrex stuff that's going to need some heavy duty packing. I wanted to keep it short. My wife was at her family's most of the day today, and I was down here working, so we didn't spend any time together today. And we were planning on cutting this cake, or whatever it is. I bought this from the local Italian grocery store here, Caputo's, and it's called a LBR Pastera. It has a Happy Easter thing on it, so I'm assuming it's some sort of a traditional Italian Easter dessert. I really don't know what it is, but it looked kind of interesting, so I picked it up. I'm gonna put it out here, let it kind of cool. I guess come to something closer to room temperature before we cut it. But as soon as we're done with this packing, I'm gonna be cutting that cake and we're gonna eat some of that together. I'm calling it a cake. I really don't know what it is. Okay, let's get these orders and get this show on the road because that cake is calling my name. All right, here we go. So I have a Laserdisc. This is on BR4 here in the bedroom. I'm thinking about adding shelves hanging from the wall all along this wall here where these hats are hanging now so I can fit more inventory in. It's going to be a little bit complicated to do, but I don't want to get rid of this bed even though it's like covered with stuff right now. I don't want to get rid of this in case I have guests that need a place to sleep. Sometimes my brother might come to visit, or maybe I can get my dad to come or something. So I want to keep the bed here. Okay, W3A. I have several of these cheap reusable grocery bags that all the magazines I got yesterday came in. I have piles of them around, but I just bought a bunch of IKEA ones, the big blue ones. So I don't know that I need too many of those smaller ones anymore. All right, W3A. There, I think it's down here. While I'm packing, I'll go through the history of these items, tell you what I know about them, where I got them from, how much I paid for it, how long I've had them, what they sold for. And then ultimately, after we print shipping labels, I can tell you exactly the profit that we made on each of these items. Okay, BC1A. So this is the first thing I put in this new shelving unit. This is that Apple computer. That one should be pretty easy to pack because it's damaged already anyway. LR5A. I think that's in this bag right here. These are playbills from musicals and plays in Chicago area. LR5A, the same place. Okay, is this the last one? TurboTax? TurboTax Deluxe 2016. Federal and state returns. Yeah, this feels weird to sell this. Today's the 20th, so we're just past tax time. And I'm really not sure if people can use those old TurboTax discs anyway, but I had several of them, and they all got purchased. CL Right 2A. So this is way back here in the corner. This one's going to be a little bit of a maneuver. This is the thing that just sold. There's no way that's coming out of there. Okay, I have to move everything, I think. Okay, no big deal. I'll put that stuff back where I got it from before I forget. There's a big Pyrex bowl. I'm surprised nobody bought this. Cinderella bowl. Okay, should we start with this? Because it's going to be the hardest one. Let's find a box for it. I might need a couple of boxes. I think this is a good size. Okay, so this is a Pyrex double boiler. You know, you put water in the bottom and something that you want to melt, like chocolate, in the top. It's pretty difficult to find these complete set. Like I've come across the top bowl, the top pot, or the bottom pot, and they have numbers on them that tell you which one is which. So it's pretty easy to do Pyrex stuff because they all have numbers. You can just search and find out what the value is. Anyway, I early on in my when I started doing eBay as a serious endeavor, I found a set of these and sold them very quickly for I think like $120. But apparently since then, the market has dried up on these because right now I have 3 sets of these. This one I had listed for 70, and then I probably had it at 100, and then I dropped it to 70, and then who knows, just kept dropping it. And then right now I'm running some sales, so this was purchased for 30% off, I think, probably 20 or 30% off. So let's look at the listing. So it only sold for $41.99 when I was expecting to get 100 or 70 or something. You know, I thought I would get more than $41. This feels like something that's, I don't know if it's worth the hassle to ship something like this that's only $40. It's got some tape residue on the lid. I'm just going to leave it. So I'm a little worried. I don't see any way to do this without nesting these. There's no way I can ship this without them being nested. And the Pyrex stuff is its whole deal is supposed to be strong glass, very difficult to break. But once it breaks, it really breaks. So hopefully it won't break. I'm just gonna fill this. I'm just going to fill the whole inside of this pot with as much paper as I can. And then I think I'm going to wrap the entire thing with bubble wrap. I'm going to put the lid separately like this inside the box underneath these handles. But right now I'm going to just try to be careful wrapping these, keep it as tight as possible without crushing the bubbles. I want to pull it tight so that these pots don't move in relation to each other. The two that I just put together. I think I'm probably going to, once I get this bubble all wrapped around here, I'm going to grab this stretch wrap and give that a good wrap to hold the 2 pots together as tight as possible. So this stuff is great where you stretch it as far as you can, and then it holds everything strong, and it shrinks a little once you put it on. So you stretch it and then it shrinks back to its original form, pulls things back together. And it's not that expensive. This little hand roll, I think, was $6. That'll last me 6 months, I imagine. Okay, I think this box is a good size. I kind of want I have some random pieces of styrofoam here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in. Just so that I don't have to use too much. I'm going to be filling this all with paper, so I want to fill up some of this space with this junk styrofoam that I won't use for anything else. Here's another good sheet. Okay, I'm gonna try to put the glass section on this side and then the handles facing this way so that it gets as much protection from the glass area as possible. So the handles will go like this. This box is probably a little too big for this. I mean, it's bigger than it needs to be for this purpose, but it's gonna give us a lot of padding around, even though I'm gonna have to use an awful lot of paper. To keep it from moving. You know what? I have a lot more of this foam. I'm just gonna fill the whole thing. These probably came from a TV or something. A box the TV was in. I don't like to cut this styrofoam in the house because it makes those little beads that go everywhere. But I'm not going outside tonight for this $40 pot. I probably should double box this. That would be the ideal thing. But again, it's only $40. Okay, let's get some more paper in here. Will this fit here? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna wrap the lid up and get it in here before I forget it. One time I sent a Corningware coffee pot that somebody bought, and then I took the lid off for packing it, and then 2 or 3 days later I found the lid sitting on the bench. I forgot to send it, so then I had to send that lid separately and offer my apologies to the buyer. That's embarrassing, and that also cost me the extra shipping money, so try not to do that again. That'd be fine right there. That's maybe a little close to the wall. I should try to get it. There, that's good. This won't be the prettiest package I've ever sent when they open it up. It's got all this chopped up styrofoam, but it's gonna get the job done. Protect this fragile glass. I feel like I might want to chop this down a little, only a little bit, like that much. Maybe that much. That still gives me about 2 inches on the top of this pot for packing material. Whoops. Yeah, that's right. Whenever I'm working on these bigger packages, I worry because I feel like I'm just blocking the camera so much. But I can only do what I can do, so I apologize if you can't see. Now, can I get some more of this in here? It's surprisingly difficult to break this when it's thick. There we go. There we go, good. Sometimes I get these materials like this and I just hang on to them waiting for the exact perfect packing situation that needs this kind of foam, but I might as well just go through it. Get rid of it as soon as possible. Okay, more paper. Should do it, I think. This will be the hardest one, and then we should just be smooth sailing for the rest of these. I hope. This box actually came with boxes in it. This is UPS boxes. And I often use the boxes that they send them in there. The boxes that they send them in are nicer than the boxes that come in them. Okay, that feels pretty good. Let me just feel what the bottom feels like. Yeah, this needs more. I don't like to trust tape that's already been shipped once. So I cover it up when I can. Okay, good. Let's move this, get this on the scale. I'm just covering up this old label. And then now I have all this little bits of styrofoam that I have to deal with. I hate this. I have a little shop vac I'll come in here with. Okay. Oh man, it's a lot. I barely even did anything and I still got a lot. Okay, where's my marker? This weighs 6 pounds, 5 ounces. I should just call it 7. It's heavier than I thought. This is 17 by 13 by 12. This might end up going FedEx with these dimensions. I'll add it up. I'll calculate it later and figure out. So let's see, buyer's name BK. This This name seems familiar. I wonder if this is a repeat buyer. Doesn't sometimes eBay tells you if it is. I don't see that, but that name seems very familiar to me. BK, that's like a real whopper. Okay. Now we got the TurboTax, and all of this stuff is going to get stuck to my tape and cause me all kinds of irritation, but it's going to keep moving because that cake is calling my name. Okay, I usually, if I'm doing a DVD or a CD, I usually put it between two sheets of cardboard, tape it if I feel like it, and then let's see, is this going to be too wide? This should be exactly right. And then put it in a bubble mailer. I get these used recycled Amazon mailers from a not-for-profit called EcoShip that they're just based here in Chicago area, and they collect people's packing materials and then give them to anybody who needs them for, I guess mostly they're probably giving them to resellers. I don't really know exactly what their other clients might be, but into it. 5 ounces. That's 11 by 9 by 1. And the buyer is EE. Huh. Doubles. Where I was getting these double initials. Okay, here we go. So I got that TurboTax disc at the Goodwill. They had 5 or 6 of them. I bought them all. I think I paid $3. No, I paid $1.90 for that one, and I sold it for $20.69 plus shipping. I'm thinking about getting that vacuum and cleaning this stuff up right now because it's irritating me, but I do want to get done. It's got to be close to 9. I think it's just past 9. Okay, this is a whole bunch of local playbills for musicals, Cadillac Palace Theater. Mostly looks like Cadillac Palace, but there's a couple other things in here. The Oriental Theater. One time I got a bunch, like way more than this, 10 or 20 times more than this. I got a bunch of them from a estate sale, and I was just taking a chance. I just kind of saw them and thought maybe they're going to be worth something. And it took me a long time to get around to listing them, but when I did, they sold quickly, and I think I got a couple $100 for them or something. So I saw these come up as a free listing on Facebook Marketplace. Somebody says, I'm going to put these out on my porch. If anybody wants, come and get them. And it was close enough to me that I was able to scoot over there and get them. So I got those for free. That was just January. Seems farther, longer ago than that. January 24th. So just a few months ago. So I got them for free. I sold them for $36 plus shipping. So that is the kind of deal I like. $36 on something that was free. That would have gone in the garbage for sure if I didn't take them. And you would think these things are going to somebody in Chicago, but I don't know if they are. Let's find out. I've been surprised how often I sold local things of local interest to people in other states. This guy is in Moline. I'm not exactly sure where Moline is, but it's in the area. Okay, so that's not going too far. We don't have to worry that much about this package having an issue. Okay, cover these stickers. Playbill. Playbill. And 4 pounds. Pretty heavy. Feels heavy for a small box. 10 by 7 by what? 3, 4, 4. And I just had this open. AB. This is an alphabetical guy. So AB is gonna get some playbills. Thank you for buying those. Okay, now this computer. Like I said, this thing is already pretty jacked up, so it's not gonna get overly, I'm not gonna go crazy packing it because it's just for parts and it's in bad shape. I don't think you'll be able to see it on the camera, but I mean, when I pulled this box open, the guy told me there was a bunch of Chromebooks, and when I pulled it open and I saw this MacBook Air, I was pretty excited, but then I immediately saw this this bulge, which I'm not sure if you can see that, but the keyboard is bulging, so that tells me that the battery inside has exploded or has expanded and it's in bad condition. So I listed that as an auction. I really don't know what you would sell something that's broken for. Sometimes you can find that. You can research that and figure out what's a good price for parts machine. But this one, I just decided if I do it as an auction, I got it for free. I'll take whatever I can get for it, and it will be in and out of here quickly in just a week. So I started the bid at $20, $19.99, and it ended up selling for $30. I would, when I saw it, I was excited that I would get a little bit more than that for it, but $30 is not too bad for something that is totally broken and someone just gave you for free, so that's all right. Yeah, I will. I'll put a piece of tape this way. And then I'm going to paper all around it. I'm going to put a little bit more paper in there. Okay, get in there. Okay, Mac. How much do you think a MacBook weighs? 4 pounds? Good guess. 13 by 11 by 3, and this is probably one of maybe 6 auctions I've run in the last 3 years. Don't do them very often. It seems like a lot of people still think of eBay as an auction site, but it's pretty rare for auctions to do well these days. All right, next. I have, this is a slightly bit too big. Okay, let's get one of these. It's too big. Get the small one. This is this next thing is a light bulb with a little clip on it that goes into the back of a blow mold. You know, like a Santa Claus, plastic Santa Claus or a reindeer or whatever you put in your yard at Christmas time. So I found I don't like this light bulb. You know, that's probably possible to break in shipping, but I don't even know if it works really. I'm sure I tested it before listing it, but I don't really remember. The light bulb isn't really the key element to this thing. It's the cord and whatever. Let me show you. I have a few blow molds here. Maybe you've seen these. These are ones that are listed currently. Usually they're Christmas related. Some of the really old ones are incredibly valuable. And like those out there, you know, that snowman probably bring in, I can't remember exactly what I have it listed for, but I would say probably $70, something like that. I think those pairs of soldiers and those pairs of candles are probably, you know, 90 to 100 for the two of them. They're right in my neighborhood right now. There are two. It's like a Mr. and Mrs. Easter Bunny, and that set is worth about $550. And I just, every time I drive by, I think there's $500 just sitting in that yard. Yeah, it's just, and people put them up all over the place, not really knowing that they're valuable. So this one I just got, I'm sure when I got those, and a lot of them I just got out of the garbage. You know, this is how I know people don't think they're valuable. They just throw them away. So I bought a few, and I have found a few in the trash, and they sell very well for me. One of them, is probably one of those sets out there, the two, like the pair of candles or whatever. One of them probably had a light bulb and the other one didn't. So I just took the light out and sold it separately. So this for sure came out of the trash. So I got it for free. I think I had it listed for $14.99, and then somebody sent an offer for $12. So I just went ahead and took that offer today. So that'll go out, $12 in. One more thing out of the inventory. All right, next up is a Laserdisc. This is that movie Top Secret. This is like satire movie from the makers of Airplane. This one probably wasn't as popular as Airplane or The Naked Gun, but it's in that kind of a style, and it starred it stars Val Kilmer. So I've had this listed for quite a while, probably. Okay, I've had this listed since August of 2023, so a long time. When Val Kilmer passed away recently, it didn't really cross my mind that this might sell, but I'm not sure if that's the reason why it sold. But it's possible. Okay, I'm just gonna cut this thing down a little bit and try to make my own record mailer out of this sheet of cardboard. These big flat thin boxes come into work all the time, into my work, and I don't know what they're for. I'm not sure why we get them all the time, but I like to grab them when I can, because if nothing else, it's just nice sheets that I can use for something. But I've been trying to hang on to them for this exact purpose, for records and for laser discs, because I do have a handful of them in my inventory. Oops. This will be the last one, so then we'll get on to printing the labels and get done here tonight. Okay. So this will go in. Where's that? It had a little piece of foam. I'm going to go ahead and just... These cardboard sheets always have these thin pieces of foam inside of them. So I really don't know what these come in to work for, but I'll take them. Okay, this needs to come over this way, and then inside, and then these two, and that's it, we're done. So yeah, that's plenty secure. Top secret. This is gonna be, and 1 pound even. 1 pound even. I'm sure it's 13 by 13 by 1. And whoops. And the buyer will be SW. This is going to Colorado. Okay, I'm gonna cut the video here and get all this info entered into the eBay website and buy these labels, and then we'll be right back to see how much money we made today. Okay, we're back. That just took a few minutes. I'm paying for these labels right now. It's about $43 for these 7 items, and it's taking a little longer than I like. Okay, there's that. Now we're gonna go ahead and print them up. This is, yeah, that's right. Print. Here they come. So yeah, while they're printing, let's look at how much money we made. So, okay, let's start with the top secret Laserdisc. So after fees and shipping and everything, $20.37. I bought that for only $2 at the Salvation Army in August of 2023. So it took a long time to sell. Close to a year and a half, maybe more. Okay, next up, the blow mold light bulb. After fees, $11.72, and then that Apple MacBook, we made $28.63. So we had one other sale yesterday that already went out. That went out in Friday or Saturday's mail. This stuff will all go out tomorrow. So the profits for everything that we sold on Saturday was $76.05. So right now we just have 3 sales today. The playbills, those little bitty magazines, those sold after fees and everything, $30.55. The TurboTax CD software, $16.01, and then finally that Pyrex double boiler set after everything, $31.87. So let's get these labels stuck on here, and this is going to SW. Thank you for the purchase. This is going to FA blow mold. I don't know what he's planning for right now, what holiday is coming up, but anyway, thank you for the purchase. JLE, this is the MacBook. Thank you so much. I'm glad you got that. I hope you can fix your computer. This is going to AB, and this is going to need some more. It's going to need some more markings blocked off, so I'll just cover this with a marker. So thank you, AB. Thanks for buying that broken old computer. Next up, I have no idea what EE is going to do with this tax accounting software, but I hope it can save you some money somehow. Not sure how, but BK, thank you for buying this thing. This has also been in my inventory, and it's big too. That's been in the inventory for more than 2 years, so it's gone now. I'll never have to worry about it again. We just have to worry about the other 2 that I have that nobody wants. Okay, that's it. This will all go out on the porch, and I'm gonna request that my carrier comes and picks them up. She's back from vacation for a couple of days. I saw her and talked to her on Friday. She was happy to be back, and I'm happy to have her back. So thank you for watching. We'll be back for sure tomorrow with another packing video. Bye for now.